I never lose. I will succeed, not immediately, but absolutely and definitely. I will take action when others hesitate. I will think big when others don't. I will sacrifice when others won't. I will dare to dream of greatness when others fear it. I will outwork my competition day and night.
The one who is hungrier to reach the top will always get there before the talented guy. Maybe not immediately, but in the end, hungry always wins. In the end, hard work always wins. In the end, heart wins. Courage wins. In the end, the one who is more dedicated to reach the top will win.
Hello, gentlemen, a sequel to the motivation video that we had last year, and there's a new one. What do you think, boys?
There's a goosebumps, I must say. Absolutely goosebumps.
Yes, I love it. It is brilliant.
Well, I
Good
hope
sequel.
it inspires everybody to practice hard and try and fight for a victory somewhere along the line. This season, we have plenty of tournaments. We've already had 3 winners, which is fantastic. We're up and running. We did have a case of a bit of a rain delay, and then end of tournament at Killarney, which is unfortunate, and hopefully that's the only one this year. Hey boys, it looked like we were going to get away with it, and then it turned around and came back at us.
Came back, yeah. Now I really hope that's the last one for the year, but yeah, we'll see what the weather brings.
But we're not talking any weather moments, so there's no drinking and all that kind of stuff.
Never
Never,
happened. Well, I remember, let's just remind everybody, because it was only a 9-hole result, it's a bit difficult for it to count towards your best 10 of 11. So Series 2, once again, will be the best 9 of 10. Okay? So
Correct, yeah.
Just take note of that. Thank guys for joining us. It's a big show today because we announced the team match play pools.
Yes.
And we announced the singles match play pools, but that will come after we look back at Killarney. And a bit of the Limpopo Series. That's what rides with us. He's going to take us through the start of the Limpopo Series. The guys are already jumping on tonight. Quibus is there. Time for another good show. We'll do our best, Quibus, to make it as entertaining as possible. There is that. Thank you, Quibus. Oh, I'm loving that this is freezing, which is not fantastic. Okay, so let me not put another one in. I'm going to take this one out. Gerard says, hello, howdy evening ducks. Wayne says, good evening, never misses a show, Wayne. Ian never misses a show. He says, how's it? Leon Duplessis, how's it, Leon? Van Ara, Peter Zach, evening gents, looking forward to the knockout draw. I'm glad. We put a lot of work into it. The big draw tonight, says Gerard Snyman. Teams and single matches. Took the words right out of my mouth. Right there, okay. And Wayne, thanks. He likes the intros as well. All right. So, where do we start, everybody? I don't have all the little videos and guess the courses today because we want to get straight into it because it's going to take us a while to get through the team stuff. All right, let's hit Killarney first. Great day, boys. We enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of good golf played in the first 9, a lot of low scores. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened after 18 holes. I do know that our eventual winner, Kevin Ho, was -7 after 12, 13 holes. So I think he could have totally run away with it. He might have given Wayne a run for his money with the record-breaking score.
Yeah, it looks like it was a messy course, that Killarney. So we'll have to speak about that with Jason next time, because yeah, the course played lovely. I mean, we had a little bit of rain and then, obviously, sort of a break. Lost momentum there. And then, I mean, that second half, basically, we only played about 2 or 3 holes. And, man, it was lovely. I mean, yes, like I really enjoyed it. Didn't play the best golf, though. But in my 4-ball, I had 2 guys in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. So, I was playing with pros today, on Sunday.
You must have been egging them on, that is for sure. Well, let's have a look at the top 10, and this is how it all ended. Remember, it was only... Ooh, that's not the top 10. Okay, let's remind you of the events coming up. It's Sunday Series Machalis is next on the 12th of Feb. Then Thursday at Observatory on the 6th of Feb. Then Sunday 2, Benoni Lakes. They're very excited to have us back on the 26th of Feb. What did I want to say? I did mention on our info group today that Machales is a resort course, so they need the bookings to get in because they have guests and they want 4 balls back. So the quicker we fill it up, the better, because on Monday, I'm sure I'm going to be harassed to give 4 balls back, and I don't want anybody to miss out. So remember, if you're watching, you haven't booked, please do it. Okay, as promised, here is the finishing top 10 from Killarney. Kevin O with 800 credits, 5 under, great round of golf, 23 points. Charles Swanepoel, -4. Edwin Stolz, -4. Donnie as ever, featuring -3. Imagine what round he would have put together. Or did he finish? I think he finished.
I think, yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. What did he finish on? -1, actually.
-1, yes.
Yeah, so a good round from Donnie once again. Gerard Sneeman, Carl Kivitt, well done to him. It's his first, he played at ERPM, but this is the start of his season. Pranay, Stefan Lombard, and the rest there at -2. We have, I want to show you Kevin Ho's scorecard. Let's take it through Kevin. I spoke to him afterwards and he said, everything just went right. And it's nice when everything just goes right. I'm sure many of us are still waiting for that round of golf where everything goes right, just like for Kevin. He missed a relatively easy par putt on the first, so he could have been one better. But there we go, par for 3 points each, then a birdie on the par 5 to make another 3 points, so that would be even, and then 2 birdies, 2 pars on the 7th and 8th to get him to 23 points. That's a fantastic, fantastic round of golf. Frikkie, you played with Edwin, and at one stage it was -6 after like 6 holes. What was going on with him?
Myself, I don't know. We actually played a semi-team game against each other, me and Gerard and his little team, can I say. And I mean, the first tee shot, he probably pumped about 320 meters, almost to the green. Made a great birdie there. And I mean, it was downhill for us from that point. I mean, he started with, was it birdie with the 4 points and then 3-pointer. We had a little bit of a break, you know, with that small rain break. I think the par 3, then he made a bogey, another bogey on the 7th. And then from there, he probably just lost it, making a 7 on that par 4. Luckily came back on the last hole. I think he probably had about a wedge in. And made the par.
A wedge in on the 9th.
I think I'm sure it was a wedge, man. Yes, because he pumps a ball. Yes, he was just before that water there on the right-hand side, and from there, I think he probably had about 140, 150 meters in, and he hits a wedge with that thing probably. So
wow.
I hope it's not a falsie, but I had about an 8 in, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he was hitting the ball. Yeah.
Also, another player, when it's his day, it's his day.
Absolutely, Mazza.
Absolutely. Okay. Then we've also got, I wanted to show, because he finished tied second as well. This was Charles Swanepoel. I don't have a picture for you. There's a couple of guys I still need pictures from. So if you know that you don't have a picture, you need to come and see me so I can take a nice profile pic for you and put you onto these graphics. As you can see, he played the back 9 first. He started great, -2 after 2 holes, and then lost those 2 shots, making a double bogey on the 12th. And then he brought it back with another 3-pointer with birdie on the par 3 14th, another 3-pointer on the 16th, and then a birdie on the 18th. That's making a birdie on the 18th is, I'll take that any day, for 4 points to finish on 22 shots, all points, whichever you prefer. All right, so great golf. And then as you saw on the leaderboard, some very, very good scoring. There's a whole host of guys on 3 under and 2 under and so on and so on. I caught up with some of the boys afterwards to find out about their round. So here's the top 5. Kevin, Sunday Series 2, and you are the winner. Congratulations, 500. Good score. How did it go today?
It was great. Everything just clicked. I had a poor putt on the first hole, which I left. Wasn't too cheesed off about that, but just carried on and parred the next 3 holes, and then birdied, and then parred all the way coming in, and then bogeyed the last hole. So everything just clicked. I mean, driving was okay, irons were great, putting was great as well. So I was happy with that.
Well, you finished in the top at Wingate, so the form continues. What are you loving about golf at the moment?
Well, I'm hitting the irons better this time, so that's one of the pluses. So I'm not getting it a bit further, hitting it a bit further.
Yeah.
So that's actually given a bit of confidence into the game. So it's helped a bit, yeah.
Definitely into the Masters.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't have to worry about the other ones now.
Good. Yeah, well done.
Thanks, man.
Started like a house on fire.
Yeah.
How nice is it? Good. How nice is it to play such good golf?
No, it felt incredible. Yeah, very good shots.
What was the best part of your game?
I would say the driver.
Yeah.
Having like 50, 60 meters beyond everyone else and getting a nice chip in.
Sean, nice round today. Happy with the top 5 finish?
Yep, yeah, thanks, Maz. Very glad. It's the first time I finished anywhere in Duckhook. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, thank you. Good round. Started off well with the flat stick. Greens were nice and soft. I could hit it nice and hard. And I made a couple of long ones. That saved me. Yeah, I shot 37 and I'm happy.
I'm doing another good finish. You're on a roll this season so far. A lot of practice. Is that what it is?
Actually more concentration. I try to keep head down and just basically concentration, or to concentrate. If you call it that way. But yeah, I'm happy with my game and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. If it goes on like this, then I can only see better things to come.
Carl, nice finish here at your first event of the season. Happy with the way it went?
Yes, the rain obviously was a duck with Lewis, but yeah, it was going good. I did well on the first 9, and that's where the scores counted, and I'm happy with 5th.
Yes, indeed. Duck with Lewis interfered. A couple of guys in good form. Gerrit Snyman, he played well in Sunday Series 1, also in good form. Kevin has really been in good form over the last 3 or 4 months, I would say, because he finished the 2022 season on an absolute roll and then continued it into this year. So maybe somebody who could contend for player of the season in 2023. We never know, hey, boys. It's
Never know,
already.
He is on form.
Yeah, look, Mazza, it's still early seasons, but I think for that mid prize from Switzerland that they're sponsoring that hamper pack, I think he's definitely in the run for that one.
Definitely.
That's sort of almost a guarantee at this point.
Never, because he's not leading the player of the series yet, because there is another gentleman who won and finished in the top 5, so he's got some points. Ryan, we had a couple of questions about what's going to happen now that it's 9 holes, about handicaps, whether it's Saga or the Duckhook handicap. So fill the boys in what was decided.
Okay, so for Saga, I wouldn't say it's what's decided. It is what the rules are. If you finished about 13 holes or more, then you can go and give yourself net score for the holes that you had not finished, and then you can submit that score as an 18-hole score. If you didn't play 13 holes, at least 13 holes, then you'll just submit 9 scores, and then that'll count towards your handicap. For Duckhook now, with our calculations, we can't really do a 9-hole calculation. It's going to be a bit wild. So what we're going to do is the same as what we've done with the Sunday 2 League. We're going to just eliminate that one, and that's not going to count towards your Duckhook score. We did put a bit of thought to it, and we just felt that this is going to be the fairest and best way of doing it so that it doesn't really cause any interference or anything in the future with the future games and everything. So that's pretty much what we've done now. So the guys know for Duckhook handicap, it's not going to count, and for Saga, 13 holes or more, net score them out and submit, and then less than 13 holes, you submit 9 holes.
And you should have submitted it already, otherwise you're going to get penalties. Okay, cool. So it's a freebie, basically. Yes. Fricky's like, what? A freebie?
Yeah, Mazzo, I must say, these guys that played -4, they should have been cut, man. Yes, like, but it is as it is. So lucky for those guys, and good luck with the next round.
So we are kind, and we are fair. I got some more comments. I'm going to try to put them in. Hopefully it doesn't affect what I'm trying to do here. So we got Louis Jensen. Hello from Botswana. Hope you're all having a great evening, he says. Thank you for watching and taking the time out all the way from Botswana to watch us. Gustav Skoomby will also have him. Hallo julle ducks. Lanklaas gesien, maar ek sien uit julle Sondag at Bronkies. Yes, he's going to join us at Bronkies, and we'll discuss that soon. Thanks for joining us, Gustav. To go to Killarney, Leon Duplessis. Killarney was awesome. You were one of the guys who probably finished, because I think you teed off first. So, yeah, at least
Yes.
you got to experience all 18 holes before we had to come off. Jason, do you recant the Duckhook Challenge 500 equals tougher? Well, we look forward to it, and
We look forward to
eventually
it.
the entries will open for the Challenge 500. If you don't know, it will be taking at Killarney again. We'll be there. They'll host us, and we'll see. This time we'll get 36 holes in, and we'll see what the scores will be. It's going to be a lot of fun. Remember, it's at the end of May. Peter Zach, Killarney, always a pleasure to play. And Ian also says Killarney was great. DJ, thanks for hosting us. As always, thank you very much. Now, let's go to some of the side stuff from Killarney. We have the pins, gentlemen. This was the winners of the pins.
Yes, and on the par 3-6, we had a golfer 8 sponsoring us, and Richard took that one. And then I'm going to skip to the third one, par 4-18, this Fricky Stain, thanks to Golf Concepts. And I left Wayne for the last one so that I can just tell you guys how this wonderful closest to the pin happened. We all tee off, and it's Wayne's turn to tee off, and he pulls that thing so horribly left that he actually drops down his club, and he's moaning. And the three of us are not watching his ball to now see where it's going, you know. And then on the left-hand side, that little bit of a downfall on next to the green there, his ball pitches there, but it takes one massive kick to the right onto the green, and it just rolls and rolls. We almost thought he was going to hold that shot there. And we all going crazy, and Wayne's just looking at us, and eventually we say to him, look where your ball is. And then he's like, he realized, and yeah, he was just as surprised as we were, but that was Wayne's closest to the pin. Well played for a pool shot.
What do Gary players say? The more you practice, the luckier you get, right?
Definitely.
Yes. I'll test it at Parkview. I played with John van Deventer, and he had an awful day with the driver. And every time he hits it out of bounds, it somehow landed back in bounds. Not the fairway, just off the fairway. He was hitting fences and trees and everything. And I was like, how lucky is this guy? So it does happen, but not always to all of us. Some are luckier than others. Let's have a look at the Forball Alliance. Well, only 9 holes, and you guys were on minus 12 after 9 holes. Look at that. 7-pointer, 7-pointer. Your worst was a 3-pointer. You could have been flying if you didn't mess up that par 3.
Yeah, Mazzo, I must say, if it wasn't for Edwin and Gerard, we probably wouldn't have been there. Me and Anthony, we would just, play that at the back while these two were, hammering each other for the title. But yeah, it was great seeing these guys hit fairway after fairway and then make the putts. It was great. Thanks, guys, by the way.
Thanks for dragging him over the line. Let's have a look at some of the others. Let me just go to the other page quickly. Second place is Richard Stewart, Steve Saunders, Gary Mansfield, and Kevin Ho, as it would be, minus 11. Straightforward scoring there. And then Nathan, Ian, Carl, and Francois on minus 9 with Graham, Rakesh, JP, and Pranay. They played the only ones in the back 9, so it shows you that the front 9 might have been a little bit easier. John Ashley Herman, Vickers, and Henry minus 8, and then minus 8 for Anu and his team. Saul and his team minus 7, and then I had the other one, which was also 7th, I think. Moritz and his team, PJ Kero, Clint, Edward minus 7. And as we go down the list, there we are. I didn't even see my name, so we weren't doing too well at this stage. I can imagine. So what does it all mean? Well, the standings are the top 10. So this is the top 10 currently in Sunday Series 2. Kevin Ho, I don't think that it's wrong. It's 23 points. That is what's counted. Best of 23. Charles, Edwin, Donnie up there, Pranay, Stefan Lombard, Gerard's name on, Carl Kivet, Kerry O'Connell, and Jaco Jacobs in the top 10. There's a couple of guys tied for 9th. I can only put so many in, so the guys that are in the graphic, you're the lucky ones. Just to remind you while we're at it, it is the end of January. We've played all 3 series games, so let's remind you of the top 10 of Series 1. Alan Lowe winning at Parkview on 40 points, but he's tied with Brian Owen, Hanno Oosthuizen, and Vaughan Williams, all on 40 points. Louis Jensen, 38. Lukey, that was his second top 10 finish to rake in some more ranking points. Clint Burders, Fricky Stain, and Rudolph Brederick all on tied 7th. And then Billy Hall on tied 10th. And then the Thursday series, just to remind everybody, if you don't know what happened in the Thursday series at Wingate, Lukey took the win also out of 4 guys who tied on 38 points. So he took it on the count back with Barrett, Mark, and Edward. Kevin, top 5 finished there. More ranking points. The guys are in form. Jeandre, Adam Gerard, Paul Vickery, well played Paul, and myself in tied 10th with somebody else. I cannot remember. So I'm sure you want to know at this stage what the player of the ranking situation looks like with 3 rounds down. Are you ready to see this, boys?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's do
yes,
it.
Here we
yes.
go. As predicted, Lucky Janssen is averaging 310.50 after his 2 rounds, and he's made 621 ranking points already in January. That is very, very well done. Alan Lowe also is on 572 at an average of 289. Charles Swanepoel with his finish at Killarney, Brian Owen at Parkview, Kevin O with his 2 top 10 finishes. But he's played 3 rounds. That's why he's got more ranking points than Lukey, but because of the 3 rounds, his average is lower. So keep it going, Kev. Mark, 1 round. Vaughan Williams, 1 round. Edwin Scott's played both Sunday series, so he's averaging 144.68. Hanu's up there, and Stefan Lombard with only the 1 round. So keep it going, boys. As Fricky mentioned, it is the fight now to the halfway point of the season, so you can win your Strixon hamper, shall we say. And these are the guys who are in Team Strixon, and it's nice to see, hey, Fricky, that everybody or more people are wearing their Strixon caps, also getting themselves a dozen golf balls in addition to a trophy and credits.
Absolutely, Mazzo. Look, if you have the cap, you get rewarded, and it's good for our sponsors as well. So thank you, Strixon, to that, and thanks, guys, for wearing the cap. It's
So
awesome.
keep on supporting. The more we support, the more we get. All right, so that's Killarney. So that is January done. Shootout happened. It was actually 3 tournaments in a week. There was a shootout, Thursday League, and Parkview. So we were running around. That's why there's no hair on the head, in case you're wondering. And then obviously finishing off this last Sunday. So February is coming up. So keep an eye open for what the updates on the fields are. And if you, like I said, if you haven't booked, let's do so. Ryan, it's time for the start of the Limpopo Series. So I want you to take us through the calendar, first of all, and let us know this breakdown and how you came up with this calendar.
I don't know how I came up with it. In Limpopo, there's a bunch of nice courses. What I also did is I did a bit of inquiry and I asked the guys, which courses would they like to play, which is why we see Bronkhorstspruit, which is technically not Limpopo, but the guys asked for it. And as we do, we like to give to them what they ask for as much as we can. And as you can see, we're kicking off with Bronkhorstspruit this weekend, and then we've got Cara Creek next month. Then we've got Marble Hall, Kameeldoving, my home course. We've got Zabula in June. July, we've got Euphoria. August, we've got Groblersdal, Polokwane, September. Elements in October. And in November, we've got Marble Hall. We will close off once again.
Okay, cool.
So, that's actually quite nice. I think it's a bunch of nice courses. The guys have liked it. I'm still negotiating some prices here and there. But, other than that, I think 99% of the courses are set there, and that's the date. So, as we open up, guys, get booking and come join us.
You said there's some Saturday games.
Yes, that's right. Some of them are Saturday games because so the guys did ask for some Saturday games because there's a few guys that want to travel through and come and play, so they want to spend the weekend or so. So just check the dates and then you'll see which ones are the Saturdays. I think about half of them are Saturday games, and then the other half is Sunday. It also depended on what the courses availabilities were, but yes, about half of them are on Saturdays.
Fantastic. Okay, before we move on to what the field looks like, I just want to, Gerard says, so what do we win as a team? Unfortunately, there is not a Formula Alliance sponsor for Sunday Series 2 yet.
Just a handshake.
Just a handshake at this stage, and a free round of drinks if we all there and you remember to remind us to pick up the tab. So that will definitely happen. And then Ian says best 21 or 41 rounds. That is correct for the play of the series. To remember that the teams count as a event, the singles count as an event, and then so on and so on. So the more you qualify for, the more you participate, the easier it's going to get to 21 rounds. That is for sure. If you're somebody who only plays in one series, then you're going to need to qualify for the majors. You're going to need to play the Challenge 500, come on tour with us, do the singles, etc., etc. All right, so let's have a look at the field, and then there are a couple of Joburg-based boys, but they're nice to see a lot of names from your side of the valley.
Yes, I've got a bit of interest there. And yeah, the guys were querying and wanting to book. And I actually had a point, I phoned the course to open up, give us a few more slots because there were quite a few guys that wanted to go. It was a bit more than anticipated. But that's at the moment now. So unfortunately, yeah, all the spots are taken. So if there's any cancellations, then I'll let know. But at this stage, we're a full field and I can't wait. And yeah, we'll see the guys there and have a wonderful day. And as you can see, Golfer Aid has come on board. They're sponsoring us again. We'll have 2 closest to the pins and then the top 3 prizes.
Fantastic. And if you don't know, we're diving back into the annals of history. The first Sunday 2 series ever played, I think, was at Bronkhorstspruit. So we've been there once in the Duckhook calendar.
And Matt, to add on to that, I think you and my first game ever together was at that round at Bronkhorstspruit, and I'll never forget it because on the 18th when you cross the bridge there, I hit a little bit of a horrible shot. Then I dived. I ended up under that bridge there. When I went to go check my ball there, I just got nailed by those bees. I don't know if you remember that. I ran like mad.
I remember now that you've jolted my memory. I actually remember you being under a bridge somewhere.
Yes, that was our first round together, you and me at Bronkhorstspruit.
Wow, okay. Well, there's a dive in the past. Okay, so Bronkhorstspruit, you know the course at all?
I know.
Give us a preview on the course.
I haven't played it for quite a while. I must admit. I think it's about 2.5 years. It's not one of I want to say it's not one of the easiest, but it's not one of the most difficult because I've played very good rounds. I've played very horrible rounds there, but I suppose it depends on your golf there. But it's a nice layout. The greens are usually quite nice. Some of the fairways are a little bit hard, but other than that, I want to say the course is generally in very good condition. And yeah, if there's no wind or anything like that, then you guys are in for a real treat. And the clubhouse seems to be very accommodating and looking forward to hosting us there. So I think it's going to be a good day. And yeah, that's it. If anyone else has played any more recently at Bronkhorstspruit, maybe they can just drop in the comments and what they thought about it.
Yeah, drop us in the comment. Akuba says Bronkies was my home club many years ago when I worked in town. So there's maybe one of the favorites for this Sunday coming up at Bronkhorstspruit. Ryan will send out the links for live scoring and we'll put a little bit of a player pack together for you as well. I want to say, do you have the closest to the pins? Do you know which holes they are?
I'll be able to send that out tomorrow. I just forget now what number the hole is. It's the first par 3. I think it's the 4th hole. And then the last par 3, which I think is the 16th. Those will be the 2 closest to the pins.
Okay, cool. Right, so good luck to all the boys that will be playing at Bronkhorstspruit. Unfortunately, I cannot join you. Work beckons. But eventually, I'll get out to one of them. Elements, I definitely want to play Elements again. So that is something that I want to put down in the calendar if I can manage to do so.
Boys, you must definitely make the plan. The guys are screaming for you to be there.
Yeah, sure. Boys, are you ready for team match play announcement time?
Yeah,
Right.
let's do it.
First of all, things always change. We like to keep it fresh. This year, we did not do a random draw. We don't have 3 hours for that wheel to spin on this show. The conversation with Frikkie was, Frikkie, would you like to do something different? And Frikkie is very much like Ryan, stats be booed in the head. And he said, yes. And what did you want? He wanted to seed players based on rankings. And Frikkie's going to take us through it, how he's worked out, how he's seeded the guys. The reason also for seeding is so that in a random draw, not all the good teams land up in 1 or 2 groups. So we're trying to even it out so that we can, like many other sports, get the best guys through to the knockout stage. So Frikkie, take us through it and your thinking on how you've seeded this.
Okay, lekker. Thanks, Mazo. So yeah, the first part around this was taking the teams that played last year. So as an example, Steady Eddie, Whiskey and Oros, those guys. So wherever you have placed on that specific ranking, I've taken that into account. I've also put a weight to this, so I'll get to that specific point. Then you've got your two team pool placements, and then best finishing standings in the league events. So the weighting was for the team rankings, it would have been 60%. For the pool placements, it would have been 30%. And then for the placings in the standing league, 10%. How that basically works is, if you look at guys like Steady Eddie, for instance, they ranked first. They were first in the pool games, and then obviously the players, in the league standings. I mean, Jason Ivans was not in the top 10, and Eddie as well. So that would have given them not a lot of points, for instance. But they ranked 1 as an example. I also played a little bit by putting me and Donnie in on this specific scenario, and we actually ranked 9th on these team rankings. So,
as high as that?
As high as that, because of our league standings.
Oh.
So that helped. But I mean, we never got out of the team pool game. So I mean, that's how terrible it. The other reason why we also ranked higher is because of the team games. That's not. There was a lot of changes in team events or team games, for instance. So. Me and Donnie, as an example, we're not the same. G-Force, for instance, that's not the same. So they would have ranked higher than us, but because they're not playing, they couldn't have been ranked.
Okay.
So in the end, it worked out pretty solid, I would say. I don't see, obviously, the first 8 rankings. I think we've got about 8 pools, if I'm not mistaken. So the first 8 pools or rankings or seeding, for instance, for the guys seem to be pretty correct and accurate based on their team abilities. And then from there, from 9 up until, I think it was about 39 or 40 team games. Or, team events. Sorry, team,
Yeah. And all I can say is hopefully we got everybody, because we did ask quite a few times. Make sure your name's there. Make sure your name's there. So if it's not, I think we might be able to squeeze
it makes a big change there.
But that's it. Okay, so here we go. Pool number 1. Drum roll, please. Team match play championship. Here we go. Pool 1 comes out. I'll let you do the honors, Flicky.
Okay, seeding 1. Okay, obviously Steady Eddie. So obviously you can work out your calculations from there. But it's team Steady Eddie, 3-Putt Kings, Balsock, Let's Parties, and Bogey Bros. That's gonna take each other on. So Bogey Bros, obviously that's Wimpy and Graham, obviously a part of G4. So I think, it's going to be a tough pool on this one. If I quickly look at the teams, probably about 3 top guys that's in there. So it's going to be a lacquer pool.
As you see at the bottom, just next to their names, is the seeding that you came up with. So Steady Eddie 1, Hans and Rudolph 9, Barrington Ian 17, Yaku Stefan 25, Graham and Wimpy 33. The pools work the same with the logs. Win is 3 points, draw is 1 point, loss is nothing. Points difference will come into effect if we have to separate the top 2, because the top 2 will be going through to the knockout stage. And bonus points, everybody, is if you win with 6 and 4 and more, you'll get a bonus point. Right, let's run through the pools. Pool 2, I'll do pool 2. Here we go. Predators, Kevin and Neil, the finalists from last year, take the top spot in pool 2. Then the Gamblers, which is Mark and Dylan. Donnie and Leon is a team this year. Long waits. We got some great names. Thank you for all the names and taking some effort to be creative. Wayne and PJ is Joe Mamba, which I think Joe is for Jojo, and then Mamba is for Wayne. Green Mamba.
That's it, yes.
Designated drivers is Hanru and Reichardt. I need pictures of you guys as well. So the next time I put this up, we at least are able to show you. Ryan, this is pool 3.
Mazo, sorry, just before you continue on that one, just keep in mind one question that you perhaps have also asked. If you look at Donnie and Leon, I mean, very good players, Donnie being the player of the season. Keep in mind, because that's a new team, you couldn't have ranked that specifically. So because Donnie also was a leader in one of the league games, that actually helped with the rankings. But unfortunately, as a team, they rank 18th. So it doesn't look great for them, but I can promise you that's going to be a formidable team. Keep an eye on them.
Here's pool 3. You saw a sneak preview. Ryan, this is pool 3. You were in it.
Pool 3, yes, I'm in there. So Whiskey and Oros is the first team. They ranked 3rd. Old Man and myself, MWC, we ranked 11th. I'm quite impressed there. And then Captain and Beers is Yaku and Querbus. Then But then bars Pranay and Dana, as they ranked 27th, and then is it Bushcutters, Anthony and
yeah.
Matt. I like that name, Bushcutters. That's actually quite creative. They ranked 35th, yeah. So that looks like also an interesting group there. Some good players, yeah, actually.
Yes, and I like Fricky said, I think it works out where it's going to be
Yes.
even matches. Pool 4, are you ready for
Yeah.
Pool 4? Vidra V ranked 4th, Chandra and Dave. Fats and Hanu is 4 Ts with a new name this season. Simon and Peter are teaming up as up and downs, and then T2 Greens is Werner and Martin. They're putting a lot of emphasis into this team match play competition, so I would look out for them. They've got the handicaps to go with it. And Neil H. and Brian will be Fubar Duo. So that is Pool 5. Let's go to Pool 4. So let's go to Pool 5. I'm in this pool. I might as well continue. So Happy Hookers 2, I can say this will be our final match play pairing. The two of us, we said if we do not get to the final this year, we will not be pairing up next year. We'll be changing it up. Yakumin and Jonita will be in our pool as well. Chick with Sticks, we had them last year as well. So they will have also a bit of a handicap allowance. They go up to 36 this year, so it will be a bit. They will have some more shots. Burki and Soti is a new team. Steve and Sorrel. Steve snaffled up Sorrel because he just wants the Sorrel to come right every second event so they can thump people. Red Devils, Cornell and Quis. And then AJ Mambas is going to be Joe Manamela and Amukalani Maluleke. Nice to see those boys have also entered, and they are ranked 37 because they have basically new to Duckhook and have not been in a team. Here we go with Pool 6.
Yeah, let me do Pool 6. We've got Ketty and Clip that did very well last year. Quiver Boys, Hilton and Rudy. We've got the Beast from the East, Kera and Lyle. I think that's going to be a killer of a team. You've got the Odd Fellows, the new guys that just met each other on the Killarney, Ashley and Granville. And Triple BE level number 1. This guy, Jomo and Cabela.
Nice. Also good to see them that they've paired up to take part in the team match play competition. Let's move to Pool 7, Ryan.
I'll take this one, yeah.
It's coming. Here we are.
There we go. Okay, the first one we've got Sultans of Swing, Lukey and Carl, and we've got Richard and Peter, Card 64, so interesting name there. Keegan and Edwin, Weekend Warriors. And then we've got Robert and Rakesh, Bogey Boys, and then Bogey Kings, Hendrik and Ferdy, Bogey Boys and Bogey Kings. This is a nice group here.
Yeah, there's a couple of bogeys. I'll tell you, Cart 64, apparently the name comes from the shootout. That's the cart they had, and that was the first time they paired up as a team. So they went with Cart 64. And then last team, Hendrik and Ferdy, I don't even know who they are. But how awesome is it that they downloaded the app, paid for the match play competition. Then I contacted them and said, welcome to Duckhook. Thank you for joining the team match play. And they will be in our series to compete in this team match play. Right, final group. Are we ready?
Awesome, yeah.
Here we go, is the final group. I haven't seen Fricky's name yet. Is he here? Yeah, he is. Group of 4.
Yeah, so it's Mitchell and Carl, the Putt Bars. So we've got the Fatties and Monies, and then the Thunderballs, Fricky and Leon. So we've got 2 Frickies here, and then Master Debaters, Moritz and Stefan. Looking forward to play those guys. Got some beef with both of them. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
So that is the pools. I hope you're happy, everybody. So what will happen tomorrow, I will create the WhatsApp groups with all the teams that are part of the pool. And then you know what the fixtures are so that you can try and arrange your matches. One very important thing is that we are not tolerating, if you are all in the same field, you will play a match, whether it is teams or singles. We can't, and we don't have time for you to say, but this course doesn't suit me, because then you miss the opportunity, and what happens if you can't play them in the next 2 months? Then everything's going to fall behind. With the singles and the teams, we know through the years that its time is of the essence. We need to get to the knockout stages, and we need to get to the knockout stages by August so we can whittle them off. So you're playing 4 team games. You've got 6 months really to play 4 team games. It's not difficult. So try and get them out of the way as soon as possible and open up that window so that you can also concentrate on the singles. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, boys?
No, Mazza, I think you spot on with that. Guys, just get it done with. If you want to be the best, you need to beat the best and play any course. So that's the motto. Go play.
Whether the rating of the course is
Exactly.
higher or lower, everybody's playing off the same handicap, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They all work out. So we need to get these games done. So let's do it. All right, so that is the teams. Now the singles, and the singles is a little bit different this year, as it is just about every year we do the singles, because it's really based
Yes.
on the amount of players that enter, because
Yes.
the ideal is 32 or 64 to run down a knockout tournament, and we never hit that number. So we have to juggle it so that we can try and get into a knockout stage. So you might be thinking, is there going to be cup and plate? Well, not this season. We did the cup and plate last season. We're going to do something differently, and this is sparked from the finals, having 3 players last season, and I thought it was a nice thing to be able to play 2 guys and then at least have a fair chance. So you do get a minimum of 2 games to play before you progress. And here again, the top 2 of each pool will go through, and then we'll create a round of 32. There will be 2 of the worst, best losers, if that makes sense, with points that will join the 32, because there will have 30 coming out of it, and then the 2 extra will be those guys. All right, so here goes pool 1. Pool 1 and 2, we've got 4 players. Donnie Geldenhuys, Vickers Lee, Mark Borger, and Joe Manamela. Frikkie, you said this is purely based off ranking points.
The player of the season rankings, yes. So Donnie obviously being number 1, and he plays. If you look at Cornell, which placed number 2, so if he played on the singles, he would have been seeded number 2, and so forth. So it's purely based on that. It is the same points like new guys that came in. I took a bit of flair and attitude into consideration, and then they would have been placed as a separate seeding on that.
Right.
But straightforward player of the season.
So Joe, for instance, is probably ranked seeded number 40 because he's brand new. Nobody knows where he comes from. But Donnie is number 1. All right, Pool 2 has also got 4 players. Pool 2 looks like this. Cornel Erasmus, myself, Stefan Lombard, and Richard Fuljoen will form Pool 2. So we all take each other on. The same thing you might have seen. The reason I did not do bonus points, and because I learned from the 3 that played in the final last year. If somebody gets a bonus point, it basically kills off the group, because that's the one extra. So it's not like I win 1, you win 1, and then you win 1, the points are close. If you win by 6 and 4, we gave a bonus point, that means that one guy's pretty much out without even starting. So that is why there's no bonus point. So here's pool 3. This has 3 players.
Sorry, just before you continue on that one, just remember that if the points is the same, or if the points are the same, you did mention that if they played together, the is the one that won between themselves.
Yes. So we hope that there won't be points the same, because the points difference will also come into it. So if the points difference is also the same, it's the player who beat the other player.
Yeah.
Okay. This is pool 3.
Okay, so pool 3, we've got Jaco Jacobs and Simon Meyer, and then Karel van der Meulen.
Right, a nice mixture of boys. Pool 4, Ryan. You still with us, Ryan?
Yes. There we go. So it took a moment to come to my screen. We've got Grant Nell, Gerard Snyman, and we've got a Granville Williams. Also a nice 3 there. I think that's going to be a good ones there. Good matches there.
Mind the top 2 will go through. Richard Stewart, Hansia Mann, and Donna Perumal make up pool 5. And then pool 6 will be...
Yeah, pool 6 is Wayne Jensen, Graeme de Villiers, and Hanru Skuman.
Nice.
Nice little pool there.
Pool 7, the champ.
We've got Ryan Jensen there, Ashley Herman, and Edward Kutzer. Edward is on form, so Ryan.
Good luck.
Be careful, eh?
Yeah. I'm sure, Ryan, that you would be wanting to defend this title as best you can.
Oh, yes. I need to at least make it through these stages.
Yep, at least. Pool 8, Stephen Saunders, Peter Zaccario, and Robert Michael make up pool 8. They'll be taking each other on. And then we have pool 9. We're almost there. We've only got 15 of these.
Yeah, we've got Jason Ivans, Paul Ricketts, and Rakesh Singh there.
Pool 10. There you go, Frikkie.
Hey, I've got myself there, and Rudolf Broderick and Werner Laboratories Labotsky.
Make up pool 10. Pool 11.
I'll grab that as Kevin Ho, Fricky Stain, and Glenn Williams. Oh, good to see Glenn Williams on, yeah?
He is on here, and I couldn't believe I don't have a picture of him. He's part of the furniture, and I don't have a picture. That just shows you that he is not really been in a place for me to take a picture because he struggles a bit. But this year is going to be his year. He's putting a lot of effort into his golf. Pool 12. This is Pool 12. Ian Holzhausen, Jean-Louis de Tour, and Moritz Malherbe make up Pool 12. Pool 13.
Pool 13, we've got Gerard Gerber, Brian Owen, and JP van der Linde.
Nice. That's Pool 13. Pool 14.
Cyril Stein, Louis Jordan, and Dries Nel. Dries Nel is a new name as well.
Yeah, he's a new name. He hasn't played with us yet, so he needs to. He will be playing. I think this is what caught his attention, and he wanted to be part of it. Pool 15 is Kerr O'Connell, Fats Collins, and Anthony Merida to make up Pool 15. So those are all the pools, gentlemen. I hope you're happy with who you have drawn or seeded with, shall we say. So if you're happy, let us know on the chat line what you think. Just going.
Neza, what do you think? Are you happy with the
yes,
pool?
I think it's a nice.
It looks good, eh?
I think it's a nice mixture of players, and anything can happen. I really think that it's going to be, hopefully, and from the look of it, it's going to be nice and even with the teams and the singles to get into the knockout stage. And then eventually the Summer Cup will come around and we'll play the final of both at the Summer Cup. Right, so singles, the top 2 plus the extra 2, round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final. Boom, proper tournament. So that is how that all works out, gentlemen. Are we happy?
Very happy.
I think so. I think it's worked out quite nicely. I think it's a good change, and yeah, I think it's pretty fair.
Cool. Okay, so that is it for today's show. Nice and brief for 49 minutes, I would say. It's under 50, so we've done well. So everybody, enjoy Broncos Spruit. I hope you have a fantastic outing there, the guys who are playing there. And then coming up next in the Gauteng series is Magali. So we'll see you for that one as well. Until now, keep up to date with the info group. We will send out everything that's going on. And I'm going to leave you, for those who missed the motivational video, here it is again as we say goodbye. And remember, we are playing to be champions.
Yes.
I never lose. I will succeed, not immediately, but absolutely and definitely. I will take action when others hesitate. I will think big when others don't. I will sacrifice when others won't. I will dare to dream of greatness when others fear it. I will outwork my competition day and night.
The one who is hungrier to reach the top will always get there before the talented guy. Maybe not immediately, but in the end, hungry always wins. In the end, hard work always wins. In the end, heart wins. Courage wins. In the end, the one who is more dedicated to reach the top will win.